One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Hello and welcome back to Stream Not Streaming, episode 4. I timed this recording a bit differently, so I won't actually have to break for something to eat, so that's good. The shot that we're going to, or the trace that I'm going to be working on today is from my friend Jake. And he's given us this very cool looking cross between a sailing ship and an air balloon. So without further ado, I don't know why I feel all breathless is weird. Right, okay. So I'm just checking something on the group chat. Just remember that. Yeah, I think that's right. Right, okay. Let's have to check that I do in fact have that member as part of our intros. I think it's right. Sorry. Okay, so I pretty much immediately because I watched this being sketched. I pretty much almost immediately fell in love with the design. I'm not entirely sure what colours I'm going to use for it yet, but I suppose that's something that we'll address a bit later on. Okay, so sorry, you have my full attention on this. Just make sure my brush is the right size, opacity is right. Yes. Okay. So let's get started. The only worry that I have with this sketch is that I'm going to lose the sort of scaliness of the sails that's been achieved, but we'll see. I suppose once I have the initial outline, then we can go from there. How the hell did my computer drop 4% in battery in the last 2 seconds? I guess screen capturing must just drain it. Don't know whether we're going to get any questions today. I did put it up on the group chat that we were doing another recording, but that's alright. Weather outside is appalling. Last few days hasn't been able to make up its mind whether it wants to be sunny or rainy. In terms of what I want to use the ship for, because there's a scene in the pilot that's assuming, of course, if everyone's alright with the scene, we'll end up keeping it. If not, then it'll be changed a bit. But as the scene stands at the moment, there's a part of it where one of the massive sort of authority figures in the galaxy rockets past this space station's window. And originally I was going to have it sort of like a Pillar of Autumn design from Halo, but this is wonderfully abstract and very, very, very cool. So I want, if not exactly this, something very similar to be the ships of the authority figures, peacekeepers, or whatever you want to call them in the known galaxy. So I mentioned last episode that I might try and talk about an alternate art style that I wanted to try out. I want to try out 8-bit art. For those who don't know, it's sort of like how Mario looked in his first ever game and the games that followed on shortly after that. The very pixelated art, and some people may think, well, why would you want to go back to that? If done correctly, it can look very, very cool. I'm thinking of doing some stuff for Star Wars and things like that, so yeah, we'll see how that turns out. But I definitely like to try my hand in some 8-bit art. At least see how it turns out. Okay. So yeah, that's probably what I'll be doing after I've edited at least the first stream and have that rendering. I would have done that before I started this, but I'm just mindful of the fact that it may cause frame droppage if I'm doing it while screen capturing. Don't know whether that's the wholesale done. Okay, so there's a bit more to do on the bit here, but after that should be done. Something really weird with YouTube's been going on recently, because I know this has probably got really annoying for people who have me as that thing on your account settings where you get sent an email every single time I upload content. I have been uploading quite a lot recently. Most of it is the Star Wars 7 episode 2 teaser trailer review. And I apologise for that, and I'm also going to apologise for the fact that you'll probably see repeats. And the reason for this is that YouTube's having a bit of a thing at the moment where if you upload a video, it won't always show the possible thumbnails, and that wouldn't be a problem because you can always do the custom thing and it'll be fine. But I'm not sure whether it would then let me put it onto the other forms of social media, and I want every single video to be able to do that just in case. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to re-upload a couple of those that didn't manage it. I know that my 2D animation piece that I recently uploaded didn't have the thumbnail, so I had to redo that, which was a bit of a pain. But hey, you know, whatever. Well, that's the point. I'll for the last sketch that I did, I forgot to tag Layla in it. So if you're listening to this, Layla, I will tag you in your finished or at least started digital adaptation of Felicity. I really love the rudder design. It's really nice to see a unique ship design, something that is rather difficult to come across in the world of sci-fi, unfortunately. So my friend yesterday, I think it was, he brought up an image that I had seen before, but it was of all the Marvel and DC films that are coming out in the next couple of years, and the first line of it looks awful because we've got things like Ant-Man, Fantastic Four, and things like that, and I'm really not looking forward to either of those films. But then it gets better because then we got things like Gambit, the new Wolverine film. I know these are probably films that the rest of the Marvel audience aren't actually looking forward to, but I gotta say, I guess I've always looked at the Marvel films differently. And then with DC, we've got things like Batman versus Superman coming out, and I've never been very fond of that idea, so that's another one I'm not really looking forward to. Even though I know loads of people have been psyched about it for ages. I mean, I think it was mentioned on the podcast more than once. I don't know what my views were then. I don't really think I had any. But now, because I'd like to think I've become more attached to the comic book universe, especially with superheroes, and I'd also like to think that, I don't know, I have more of an opinion now, so I don't know. I completely lost my train of thought. Let's start over. Yeah, I guess my opinions have changed simply because of the fact that I just got more into the universes, Marvel more than DC. Wow, there is a little nook in the table that I'm working on, and it keeps on throwing me off. That is my excuse for not being able to draw straight. Okay, so that is what we have so far. Let's start working on the front of the ship. There were no colours that Jake specifically said that he wanted for this, so I guess it's ultimately left up to me to decide on some test colours. Once again, I will try my best to get this up onto Facebook as quickly as possible so you guys can have a look and comment your views and speculations. There we go. Oopsie daisies. Okay, so we're now on the top of the ship again. I'm going to bring down the sails. So like this. Oh. Jurassic World must be coming out soon. Gotta say, I'm looking forward to that, even if it's not a serious film. Even if it's not as good as the first one, as long as it's better than the third one. And it certainly looks that just from the trailer. Even I still don't understand how dinosaurs can summon other dinosaurs. But hopefully that'll be explained during the film. Alright, well I have no idea when I started this stream, so once again I've done the stupid thing and started when I don't even know. So I'm going to have a quick look at my recorder. 13 minutes ago from now, so that was it's 6 minutes past 12? No. 13 minutes past 12? No, 16 minutes past 12, because 19... Yeah. 16 minutes past 12, so we'll stop at 16 minutes past 1. Sorry about that. Again, I'm not too sure about what background I'm going to have for this. I'm not sure whether I'll leave this one white. I would like to add some stars in the background. I always enjoy doing that, so I might, but I might do that on another layer, just to make sure that that it's what I want. Otherwise, I don't know whether, I think Photoshop, like things like Maya, has a certain amount of times you can go back, like many other programs, a certain amount of times you can go back and then that's it. So I don't want to risk that with a background if I'm going to put a million stars. Really do love this design though. Of course, let us know what you think and put your comments or speculations in the in the comments section below. Guess there aren't many speculations because we're just outright saying things, but comments for sure. Feel free to say what you think. Okay, so I think now the only thing I've got left to do is are these bits over the hull. I think I'll start with the ones down here. Yeah, I understand if you can get to this week's stream. I know I did it a bit early, but I thought with having not had to go to work, I may as well take the advantage and do it early. Then there's more time to render. Plus, I have to render 2 episodes this week instead of 1. Bit more to do than usual. But hey, that's not a problem. Kind of looks like a wonky moustache. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of 8-bit art. I don't think we'll have it in Iron Trills because that would just be a bit bizarre. Unless it's on an advertisement in some sort of spaceport, then we might do some 8-bit art. But otherwise, we'll steer clear from that. But for other things, let us know what you think, and it may be making an appearance in a future video, whatever that future video may be. Just realised I sort of need to go through my Mac and just clear out some gubs. It's quite a lot of it. Damn it, there's nothing good on television. The 100 ended. I would like to do another 100 podcasts. I think we did maybe not a full 100 podcast, but we definitely touched on it. And I'd like to do that again. Get some people from college. I know we have a couple of fans of the 100. Have them on set talking about their views, their impressions. I really wish my drawing tablet would work with this. It will make all this so much easier. Looks a bit like a croissant. Yeah, there's that one. We do this one. Make it all look all nice and nice. Oh yeah, with I know I really will annoy people going into it too much just because of the sheer amount of content that I have on my channel that's about it anyway, but I'm going to quickly touch on it. We have some Star Wars 7 news that apparently the creators or the people who deal with actors or that sort of department are working or focusing heavily on Boba Fett. I never actually worked out what his fate was after episode 6. I heard from multiple people that he fell into the Sarlacc pit about 3 times in the total of his fairly extensive career. So I don't know, although all of that side of canon has been made pretty much redundant. So JJ could write whatever he wants about how he comes back. Oh, I think we have we have some posts on Iron Trills. I didn't think we would for this episode from Aaron, who is probably currently on his lunch break at school. So, hey Aaron, I hope you're having an alright day. Hope the weather isn't too taxing. I don't know whether you can get into the cafeteria at the moment. Okay, I'm not sure whether this is a question or a comment on the image I just put up. Oh, I don't remember. Oh, he says ask a question that he asked last week, but I don't remember what that question was. But thank you for reminding me, Aaron. I don't know whether it's in my texts. I'll ask him whether it was on Facebook or not. Because, maybe on Facebook. I'll continue with this while trying to work it out. Trying to work out where the question is. Just quickly scan down my newsfeed. I don't believe he left it on Facebook as in messages. He must have sent it via the group, which is a bit of a pain in the ass to find. You repost it. Post it. Can't find it. Okay. Sorry for the inconvenience, Aaron, but I don't know whether, because I know my messages delete after a while, if it was a message. Now my dog's going crazy. G'day. So that's pretty much nearly the entire design of the hull done. Let's have a look at what it looks like now. Looking very nice indeed. Oh, I haven't done the design in... Ooh, I haven't done the design in 2 of them. That's a bit bad of me, but it's good that I noticed it now instead of later. Kind of looks a bit like Pac-Man. And then this one just... I believe that the design of this was a lot more intricate, but I don't want to completely copy his design because he said that he might use it in one of his animation. Actually, you know what? I might add another string from this one because it looks like it would lean to... Oh no, wait, because that's the wing. Actually, no, that's fine. Right, okay, so we get rid of that. I think that's right. Yep. So we got rid of that one. Now we have the layer completely how we want it. I wanted to try this for the balloon. And then perhaps go an even darker shade for this. And almost white. This one. And then for the actual ship, perhaps a greyish brown, something like this. There we go, and then perhaps add a lighter one for these bits, for this bit. price a bit for these bits. Okay, so that's starting to look really cool already. Now I want to deal with these. What I was thinking of was originally a fusion coil from Halo where it glows a sort of yellowy orange, and the more you hit it, the sort of darker red it goes. So I was thinking perhaps a more yellowy version of that, something like that. Yeah, that'll be good. So I'm probably gonna have to zoom in to be able to colorize all of these, which is not a problem. Ooh, oh yeah, that's the outside. Whoops. It's nearly done. At least with that part. Oh yeah, we also have some bits to do here. This is a fairly quick one, admittedly. But the good thing is it means that we can do them quickly for each shot, and we don't have to spend hours and hours on an intricate design, even though it is intricate and looks brilliant, but it's also quite quick, which is nice. Okay, so now we got that. I'm going to deal with the pillars. I was talking to Jake, and when he was designing this before, it was an Ironshaw's thingy, and he said that he wanted to add some cannons, which would be good because it is mentioned in the script that the ship has cannons. But the only problem is I don't really want to ruin this with all these. It looks really nice, and at the same time I don't want to mount something big on the front, although I may have to. Not too sure right now, but at the moment it looks really, really nice. Okay, so I guess now we can work on the balloon a bit more if we have time, but I want to work on the background so at least we have something to show for our efforts. So if I hide that now, oh, it almost feels like I've deleted it. It's a terrifying feeling. Okay, so now I'm going to go onto the brush tool, go onto white. Okay, don't do that. Although that is a nice brush. What brush is that? What brush is it? No idea what brush it is. I think it's one of these. Oh no, it's that one. Okay. No, way too big. Say down to. That's a bit too small. Perhaps 9. Put it there. There was an elderly gentleman that looked through the window. It was a bit weird. Oh, I ruined that star. That looks terrible. I'm not going to work too much on the background. As I said in one of my trailer reviews, when there's a Star Destroyer, not many stars, it's not about the starry background, it's about the Star Destroyer. And it's the same with this. It's about the ship, not about the background. So we had the ship back in. Oh, that actually looks really nice. I really like that. So now it's time to work on the balloon, make it look a bit more. I'm going to put that back to 35 and go back to that sort of pixely one. It may be a bit too big to start off with, so probably shorten it down a bit, but let's just see. Yeah, it's a bit too big. Oh, why the hell is it that big? 35. better. See, that's why I wanted it like that. That's why I wanted it at 35. And up. Okay, so let's see how that looks. Don't know how that would look all the way around. Perhaps I'll just do it for the wings or the scales. Oh wow, messed up. Messed up again. Okay. When I actually use this ship, probably for the animation, I'll probably do it on a bigger canvas than 1920 by 180. That's simply because if I'm doing a close up of it going past the window, I don't want it to look pixely, so I want it to continue to look as nice as it does, even though all we're really going to get of it is probably either this part or this part. I obviously won't go with that, just that part. I worried for a moment that I'd done on that leg, but of course it wouldn't show up because it was behind it. I really don't know what to add because I don't want to spoil it. I really like how it looks. I don't know whether we have any more commentos on the page. Aaron hasn't reposted it, so I may have to go and track it down. But I'll talk, even though there's nothing going on the screen currently. I'll say some things. So yeah, like I said, last stream, we're hopefully going to get the first episode out by the end of the summer, at the absolute latest. Oh, I think I may have found it actually. No, I didn't find it. Gosh, damn it. I'm just scanning down my notifications now. I think I found it. Ah, there we go. What do you hope the Civil War will be in Avengers, and where do you want the Ironjawz to go? I suppose I'm going to keep a bit relevant with the first one, so I'll go straight to Ironjawz. The Ironjawz question first. Where I want that to go. I would like us to be able to create a series that everyone can feel involved in. It's almost like their child, because I certainly feel like that now with it, but I know it's going to take some time to get people feeling like that as well about the project. Where I wanted to go though, I'd like to at least have one season, one solid season of story before we even consider doing any other major project other than this. In terms of success, it's very difficult to predict how successful it's going to be. But if I wanted it to go somewhere, ideally, I know it sounds very unrealistic, but I'd love it to have a fairly big fan base, and for people to take the ideas and the planets and things like that, and then go off on their own story. Sort of like what's happened with Star Wars and things like that, where they've taken the planets even some of the characters and made their own story from it. So I'd like it to become not only a important part of our lives, but also an important part of others' lives. And you know, so they can feel like they can be part of it too. And it, you know, it won't be like Star Wars where there's a massive copyright problem. Just as long as you know, mention us, it'll be fine. What I'm doing now is I just suddenly realised that that the string doesn't show up on the black background, so I'm going to remove it and add a different colour, which I think is a bit of a wise decision. Although I'm going to end up rubbing that out, aren't I? Oop. But oh wow. Okay. Repair that. Repair that. Repair that. And repair that. Okay. So yeah, so it looks exactly the same there, but I do want it to have alternate string. I'm not sure whether I can have white string. I could have white string, I suppose. Yeah, I'm going to leave it up to the group actually. If I post it on the group and then just see if anyone comments in the last couple of minutes, because we still have over 20 minutes. Does that message come through? Yeah. Dang it. Sorry, it's getting a bit of time to get to the group. Damn it, where is it? There it is, okay. What colour should... Ooh, I spelled colour wrong. Should I have rope on a ship? Okay, gonna leave that comment. I might just edit the ship itself until I actually get an answer. So for now, the ropes will remain not there essentially. I wanna have a little bit of an experiment with the pen tool just while I'm waiting for that reply. Like a solid leaf. Whoa. Oh, I don't actually know why I undid that. Oops, okay, step forward, step forward, step forward, step forward. I undid the bits where I fixed the strings. I think I've got a comment on it, meaning that I won't muck this up any further. Red or dark green? As the barrage itself is red, I suppose dark green might be the more logical. Oh wow, okay. I suppose dark green might be the more logical choice. Go with that sort of green, and go back to the pen tool, put that down to the 3 again, and draw. I had another horrible feeling that I hadn't started the recording. Be a bit late to worry about that though. Like that. Okay. There we go. I was a bit worried that the green wouldn't show up, but it shows up nicely. Yeah. Okay. I guess for the last couple of minutes I'll just work on the ship itself without accidentally ruining it, because it is a fantastic design. Oh no, wait. So that way. I wanted to add sort of like a spacefaring colour, so it looks like it's had a bit of wear and tear. I don't know why I went with blue, but blue being the apparent logical choice. Ooh, actually, oh, okay. Like I said, I really don't want to wreck this somehow, because it's looking great, and I don't want to ruin it. Okay. Tell you what, we could jump into After Effects actually. Yeah, let's jump into After Effects. First of all, let's down here and then save this as just a PSD file on the Photoshop projects, and save it as just ship. Yep. Well, there is a reason why I've saved it as a PSD file. So After Effects is jumping up and down, but it's not actually letting me open it yet. Have to wait for a moment. Should open. Okay. Try this in a short bit. Okay, so what I wanted to do was actually do some animation. I wanted to do some in the last episode, but that didn't really happen. So I am going to do a very quick animation just to show what this looks like a bit. So I'm going to import the file. Not on finished drawings, it was on Photoshop projects, and it was there. And I want to keep it as a composition because then it imports as its own comp. So once I put the ship in the comp, get rid of all these. Now I have the 3 layers to edit with, except I just want that one gone. That one's the starry one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a new solid, and this solid can be any color because it really doesn't matter. Now the ship itself, I'm going to actually scale down probably about this size, and then I want the position to be somewhere over here, probably. Okay, add a position marker, then bring it all the way over here, then drag the ship all the way out over to here. Okay, so the ship traveling across the screen. If we render that out, that's not the actual speed it'll be traveling. That is, which is great. Okay. Now I want to go on. I think I want to go on smoke, and I want to go on smoke rising, and I want to drag it onto the red solid. Now what I can do from here is change the color of the smoke. I can also change the direction of the smoke. Just mess around with it a bit because it doesn't really matter right now. What the smoke actually looks like. I'm just going to go with some interesting colors. So I might go with green, and then add a very light yellow, and then a white. No, not white. It's too harsh. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a CC sphere. So I can't spell sphere, apparently. There we go. And then drag it onto the red layer. And then we have the ball. Luckily, the smoke you don't actually have to change because, in terms of adding keyframes, because it will just do it itself, which is nice. And then we'll just scale this object up. And if you haven't realized already, I am trying to make a planet. I do better ones when I've spent a bit more time actually working on it. I'm actually going to change the resolution up to full, so you're able to fully appreciate the planet in all its glory. It is taking a bit of time to render, but we've got our sphere. What I am actually going to do is I'm going to make the sphere a lot bigger. I'm going to scale it up. I'm going to scale it up and add a sort of like, oh no, that's the position, sorry. Scale it up to that. Okay. Then I'm going to position it. Below there, and I'm going to put the shadow. If I can find the shadow. Where are you? Sphere, radius, lighting, shading. Lighting, I think it's on. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably add another sphere. I just got to remember how big the scale is. It's 396. So I'm going to add in another layer and another solid. I'll probably want it to be yellow this time because there is actually a purpose to this. To this color, unlike the other one. And then I want to add the sphere to it again. And this time I want to have it at 396, I think it was. No, not the position. Whoops. Oh wow, okay. I actually did that to the ship. I was meant to do it, that's the yellow solid. I don't know why I did that drop down menu. I want to scale it to 396, I think it was. And then the position I'm not too sure about actually. Yeah, it was 396. And the position is 960. 960 by 1442. 1442. There you go, it should be behind it. Then we'll add in a glow. And then drag the glow onto the yellow. As you can see, we've already got a bit of a sheen going there. Glow radius, glow threshold. Probably want to cover most, if not all, of the planet. And then just did that. I don't know why that isn't changing the colour, but you get the idea. Now we have a bit of a glow on the planet and the ship going past, so I'll render that out just in the last couple of minutes. Or I'll, yeah. Oh wait, actually, before I do that, I might actually add the stars back in. There we go. Now we have a ship traveling across the stars on top of big weird beach ball planet. We'll call it Beach Ball Planet 1, even though the one in the trailer also looked a bit like a beach ball. It's made with exactly the same principle, except that one had a bit more refining. This one was a bit rushed, just to show a bit of animation being done with the ship traveling across said planet, which looks very nice. Yep, definitely still really happy with the design of the ship. No problems there. All in all, happy. We'll just check the recording because it feels like it's been longer than an hour. Oh no, still have 8 minutes. Oh, that's an idea. I might mess around with some particle effects. Okay, so it's nearly at the end of its render. Don't think we have any more. Oh, we have a message. Sorry, Harrison, you posted that 8 minutes ago and I did not see. Sorry, Harrison, we've already chosen the rope colour. He wanted it to be brown, normal rope colour. But what's the fun in normal rope colour? Especially because it's space. Everything can be an abnormal colour because it's space. Because it's space. There we go. That looks very nice. Okay, so now we have that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some particles, but to do that I need to add another solid, new solid. Again, it could be any color. They want it to be behind there, but not in front of anything else. CC particle world. Add onto this layer. Okay, so the physics, first of all, I want to have gravity on 0, and I also want to get rid of the grid, and then I want to have I want it to be traveling another way. If I have twirly. God, why is the grid back? Turn the grid off. Particles, gravity vector. No idea what this does. Okay. I just want it to be traveling one way. I'm not sure how to do that. distance. I just want it coming out one side. Direction axis. Whoa. That is cool. Also completely irrelevant, but at the same time very cool. Okay, great. That did nothing. So it's not quite what I wanted. Resistance, gravity. I still don't know what that does. No. Producer. Whoa. It's like a hailstorm. Actually, whoa. Hold the phone. If we zoom out, let's enhance this. We may actually overrun a bit, but this is totally worth it. Okay. Now if we rotate this here, oh, I just want to rotate, and then change the. Actually, have this behind there, and behind. Wait, no, that's right, isn't it? And then change the particles. Just want to change the birth rate. Change it to 1. It sort of like be a meteor shower. I know it looks really, really cheap and stupid, but it's something. We've actually moved on to. Oh, okay. They're going in different directions. That's weird. Not really what I intended, but in the last 2 minutes, I think it actually looks okay. Obviously, this shot probably won't be in the final thing, but it's just nice to finally have some animation going on after 4 episodes. Yeah, I'd love to work on a shadow of it as well, just have it passing over the clouds. I think that'd be a very cool idea. Just one more minute left, just to admire the work. I'll like Harrison's comment, even though we've already chosen the colour of the rope. That's it, I think, for today's stream, in terms of the comments at least. Yep, looks that way. You know, I might just add a filter onto it as well. I know I'm not particularly happy with the particle. In fact, I might actually hide the particle effects, and then just new solid color, dark purple. Yep, and then just change the on the opacity. Yep. And there we go. Better. That looks much better. Now I really love the glow of the planet. It looks Very nice. Yes, me like a lot. I might just add in the particles again just to see how they look, but I'm not having much hope. I think I'm gonna forgo the particles. But thank you very much for listening to Stream Not Streaming, episode number 4. And please, once again, feel free to comment or speculate on anything you wish to say. Yeah, speak to you guys later. Hopefully with another episode where we actually do some animation. Alright, thank you all.